Kona kei o pua I kalai, o pua hina no I tamari e. Hi orona I te Keauhou, ke na ula na kamari. Ke gauhi ana I te kukuna la, kula kori ka ili kai, pume hana wale hoi e aloha na kingia o olu. He ina ia mehia na kapuana. No liho liho no la hei noa. Hei noa no liho liho. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha, my uncle.
Aloha.
Thank you so much. We're going to continue talking story about Kahalu'u. This is your oneha now. This is your land, yes? Your kupuna?
This is where I was brought up.
Aye. Aye.
This is where I was born. This is where I was brought up.
Yes. And your family for generations has been on this land.
It's been on this land.
Sustained by it. They ate from it.
They ate from it.
Cared for it.
Uh-huh.
Yes. May I
Yes.
ask if you would share first your full name and date of birth?
Okay, my name is Mitchell Mikiala Fujisaka.
Aye.
My date of birth is October 8, 1936. I was born right up the hill
Aye.
in the family residence.
Aye. Oh. Who was your papa?
My father was Mitchell Aki Fujisaka.
Aye.
He was the Kahalu'u.
I see. Okay.
And my mama was Violet Kahino
Wonderful.
from the Kahino Ohana.
Aye. And again, families that are descended by generations.
Tied to this
Yes.
this area.
Yes. Now, as a child, were your grandparents or other elder kupuna still here?
They were here.
Aye.
You know, this is what I remember of this
Okay.
Aina, the Kupunas.
Aye.
You know, the Kupunas first, the fish and the good time.
Aye.
Yeah.
Ah, well, that's important.
Yeah. So the Kupunas that were here when I was here, they were all grandpas and grandmas.
Yes. Yes.
You know, because they were all the same age as my tutus.
Aye.
So they were all tutus.
Aye.
You know, if you go down by the Kuimano Hill,
Aye.
by Tutu Kahinu
Ah,
was down there.
okay.
And then below Kahinu was Kunipo. There's
Ah,
another Tutu.
Yes.
You know, there's Kunipo. And you come further this way across the church, there's Ayu.
Ah, yes, yes.
The Ayus. And then, well, the Ayus weren't living there. They moved to Kailua. So hence a Filipino families living there.
Ah, okay.
Then you come further down, there was the Macambas.
Yes, yes.
And then, well, the Macambas owned the property of my Uncle Keauhou and Auntie Margaret Alapai lived there.
Ah, I see. Now, and Macumber's connection was Lanai.
Was Lanai.
Yes.
And Kahino.
Ah, okay, okay.
And then right in the back of Macambas was the Ekau.
Ekau,
right.
Ekau Lanai. Lanai.
Ekau Lanai,
yeah.
yes.
Ah.
And then on the hill, that's where I was born.
Aye.
You know, that's a Kahalu'u.
Aye.
Right there. And then you come back down, there was a Kemas.
Aye, Kema. Yes,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
And you come right over here, right across the park, there was the Kipapas.
Ah, you said
Kalaiwa'a.
Kalaiwa'a, yes, okay.
Okay, there. And then there was only one white man that was living here that wasn't related to any of us.
Uh-huh.
But we also call him Tutu.
Oh, yeah.
It was Jim Asia.
Jim Asia.
Right. He lived right by the entry coming into the
Oh, yeah.
hotel. He had his house there. There was Jim Asia.
Huh.
And then the next house was Kali'ikuli,
Aye.
Hattie Kali'ikuli. And then the up church.
Yes.
And then the Kihe.
Uh-huh.
And then Tutu Naluahine.
Aye.
And then Holapa.
Ah, yes, yes.
So
Big
those
names,
were,
yes.
yeah, those were the people that, you know, I seen and I associated with.
Yes.
So, you know, we would go from one house to the next house, and then when we would pass in front of, like say if we came going down towards Tutunaloahini, we pass in front of Jimasias, he would say, "Hui, helimai keiki." So, we would go over there, he would give us square coconut candies. Then we would go on our way.
Yeah.
And then, if we go down that side, we would catch fish or something, we would bring back to him. That's how
Always
it was.
share, aloha.
Yeah.
So you remember fondly the kupuna and the families,
yeah.
yes?
Because, it was always love.
Aye. Aye. Kahalu'u, I guess, has changed a great deal in your lifetime, huh?
It has, yeah. It's something that we cannot stop.
Yes.
It's ongoing.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you described that you would go holo holo, go fishing, yes? What kinds of fish? What was the ocean like?
The ocean hasn't changed. The ocean is here. The water is here.
Yes.
The bottom changed.
Yes. So the reef, the apapa.
Yeah. There's more different algae here than was at that time.
I see.
But the water's here. The
How about
bottom's
the i'a?
Well, the i'a, I haven't been out there, so what I hear people say that, it's not
like before.
Yeah. Because before, like say, if you open a pool, when you open a pool, you catch, vasawan of fish, a lot of fish.
Okay.
Okay. So people from down here, they would go open a pool. Let's say they would go from Wednesday, one family would go Wednesday, and then another family go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it. That's all.
So they
Sunday,
would let it
no fish.
rest.
Sunday, no fishing. Everybody goes to church. No fishing on Sunday. Not, at that time, not anybody in the water. Only swimming. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Those 3 days.
So they would actually let the ocean rest.
Right.
Some.
Right.
And was there, when you were young, was there a head fisherman? Was there someone who sort of still, what they call konohiki sometimes, or lawai anui? No?
No, because, everybody was like...
That's right. They understood the system.
Yeah.
Yeah?
One group. So, the thing is nowadays they say, I got a beach cottage. The family, they were living here at Mauka House, and they had beach house.
Yes, yes.
So they would go Mauka, Mahi'ai.
Aye.
And then come down, Lawai'a.
Aye. So the land of Kahalu'u sustained your families, gave them all their life, yes?
Right.
Now, do I recall, I think you shared with me that as a child and young man, that, as you just said, you would go between Makai and to the Mauka. Was there a walking trail that you folks would travel sometimes, or ride mule or something?
Well, it was a donkey trail or a foot trail.
Yes.
There were several of them. But our main trail is Makole'a, Makole'a Trail.
And is that by where the road basically is now?
Right.
Okay, and then it goes Mauka.
Go all the way Mauka, and then it branches off to,
I see, to different places.
different kuleanas of Mauka.
So the families, some would stay Mauka, Mahi'ai like that.
Right.
And then was there what I think they call kuapo, they exchange,
Exchange.
Yeah.
You see, the family from Mauka would, the fishing family, they were all farming family. The farming family were all fishing family.
So mixed together, the uses.
Yeah, so when they would catch all the fish, they would dry it, they would go off Mauka, and then they would share it with other people.
And what
the
they
Japanese people, the Puerto Rican people, that they would share.
Yes, yes.
So it wasn't, among family.
That's right.
They would share with the district.
And like you mentioned, upenaku'u, that they would, when they upenaku'u in Kahalu'u Bay?
In Kahalu'u Bay, there was about 30 or 40 different kunas.
Really, little fishing spots.
Yeah, every family had their own name for the kuna.
Yes.
It was the same spot, but every family would have their own name. Like, Malahini would be down there, and Kama'aina is up here. But they would put the net there, and then they'll
Yes.
say Kama'aina Nui, Kama'aina Li'ili'i. You know, they would have different names for
Yes.
the same.
I see. What, and were the ku'una, a certain ku'una this kind of fish, another one that kind?
Yeah. There's Malihini Ku'una was for soft skinned fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nearer the shore?
It was
or?
closer to the shore, so there's a lot of sand.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
there was a soft skinned fish. And then you go further out, then it was the hard skinned fish.
Aye. So what kinds of fish are you talking about?
But the soft skinned fish, we used to talk omali mali, you know, panu nuhu, those
Yes,
different
yes,
type of fish. Because they would cut it up and salt it. That fish would last longer because it absorbs most of the salt, and it don't smell.
Yes.
And the smell, you know, whereas the hard skinned fish, it would smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How interesting.
So, yeah.
So things like hard-skinned fish are
They
going to
would they would dry it.
be your kala,
Na'i, kala, umomole, that they would dry. The only two fish that they didn't eat that was in this bay was the kihi, and there was another fish I can't la'ipala.
Oh, the la'ipala, yellow fish.
La'ipala, yes, and
Yes.
kihi, because those are the fish that brings the other fish in. If you see the kihi coming in, you look in the back of kihi, you see the manini coming in. They would follow that fish because the kihi, they don't bother with it, so it's, you know, we can say that they're tame, so they come way in. They would bring the other fish in.
Smart, how the kupuna watch and observe. So the la'ipala, the kiki like that, come in, and they already knew, the iya coming inside.
And then there was another method. They would build emus. You know, stone emus.
So certain areas along
on the reef areas.
the reef side.
Right close to shore.
Okay.
They would build emus.
So the emu is basically a mound of stone.
A mound of stone with one pico stone, a flat stone in the middle.
I see.
And then they would pile stone around.
Yes.
Then they would leave it for 3 days.
I see.
Not more than that because the puhi would come in.
The puhi going make home. Of course.
So 3 days, and then they either throw a net over it or put the open net around it, and then you take the stone out.
Yes.
Till you get to the pico stone, and then you lift it up, and you know, all the fish run out.
So what kind fish inside your
Mostly
emu?
manini.
Manini.
Manini or mali mali.
So they're looking for little homes and hiding places,
Right. You see, what they do is, you know, on the third day you go out there, you look, if the tide is half tide, it just covers the
emu.
You see the manini around. So they would take a rock and they throw a rock.
Kipupu. They throw the stone in, and so they go what? Hide.
They all come back hiding. That's when they...
So smart,
And then there's a couple cracks on the reef.
Yes.
You know, that they would alter. They would put a flat rock here on one end of the crack, and then they would put another rock on the end. And the same thing, they would throw a rock, the fish would come from the outside, come hide in the crack. And then that was only the tutu wahinis would go fish that.
Yes.
They use the kai, the basket.
Yes.
See, they put it on once where the big flat rock is, they would put the kai, and then with the long new, they would hold
the long new.
Yeah, they would hold in the fish would go in the basket. There you go in the basket. Then I remember that, you know, we used to go feed puli.
Oh yeah.
Right out here.
Just off on the apapa.
Right on the edge of the papa, out here. We used to feed the uha.
Puhi uha. How come?
Yeah, because we would feed them right here. Get them.
Momona.
See, we would go in the pond up there. We would catch opai.
Oh yes. You mean waikua'ala or? Okay.
We would catch opai. And then we'd come out here, we'd eat the opai. And then mix them up with sweet potato. You know, and you get a stick, you go on the side of where the puhi's house is.
Yes.
You hit the stick over there, it comes out. There's always 3 in a hole.
Really?
Yes, there's only 3. So you feed the biggest one. He feeds more, so it gets bigger.
Yes, yes.
They don't get longer.
They come momona.
They come more fat. Okay. So that was one. And Ku'imanu, they made holes, on the rocks.
Yes, yes.
And that's where they feed the Fujipaka.
Ah,
That's a fierce.
fierce paka is
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
scared kind, yeah?
Right. So those Fujipakas, we used to feed them crab, ama crab.
Aye.
We used to catch the ama crab on the sand. It's got to be alive. If not, they won't eat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, puhipaka on the ku'e manu side.
Ku'imanu side. Yeah. So we get the funil. We make a knot. We tie the crab on.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And then
Drop.
we get a stick.
Yes,
We'd
yes.
hit.
Oh, yes,
We
yes,
hit
yes.
the puhaku. Because there's a cover stone that goes on top. That when you open the stone, the light. So you hit the puhaku, then this pui come up.
And he's dangling off of the ni'au.
The ni'au.
Yes.
So you just put it in the water and then he'll grab it.
Aye.
We'd feed about 4 or 5 crab.
Uh-huh.
We'd get 4 or 5 crabs.
Yeah.
And then we'd feed them. So sometimes we'd get more and we feed them till, you don't want any more. The puhi came big.
Aye.
It didn't come long,
Yeah.
it came.
Aye. So how come you're feeding these puhi?
Okay. Most of the people of Malka, Japanese people, they love it.
Yes, yes.
So when they say, oh, we want one puhi from you, so we'd ask them what they say, oh, red, they didn't say,
The
paka.
Hawaiian term, yeah.
Yeah. They say, oh, the red one,
So the red one is the
paka.
paka.
Yeah. It was either the paka or the willa.
Ah, wila.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So if they want uha, then the uha was here. But the thing
Those
is,
are brown. What
yeah,
the uha is?
the uha is gray.
Grayish, okay, I'm sorry,
grayish
okay,
white. Depends on how you look at whether it's in the day or at
Okay,
night.
okay.
Okay. So my grandfather would, when the people Mark would say, oh, we want one, so he'd go catch it.
Ah.
Now, what he had was a special hook. It was a long hook.
Yes.
Okay. He would hold the hook over here like this
Uh-huh.
in his hand. The hook would come out here, and he would put the bait over here.
Wow.
And then he would play the thing. The pulley would come out. He would bring it out, and then the hook would, the pulley would slide on his hand like this.
Yes.
With the hook here, and then after he get the pulley out so much, then he would hook it, not in the mouth,
On the underbody.
under
here. Yeah. Oh.
Because what they say is when you hook it there, you cannot turn it.
Yes.
It hooks right there and then goes right to the spinal.
Wow. How amazing.
Yeah.
Huh?
So if you hook it in the mouth, then the tail would wrap around the inside of the cave and it won't come out.
How amazing. So he would go lawai apuhi like that,
Right.
and then what? They exchange with the
people
the
from-
Japanese families or what? Mauka.
From Malka, whatever they wanted.
Did you folks ever use like the puhi uha or something for bait for go lawai ulua
No,
or anything?
no.
Okay.
No. They never did.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, nowadays if you go fishing with a pole, you say, oh, I'm going to go pole fishing.
Yes.
I never heard that word.
Oh yeah.
It was always kamakoi.
Kamakoi.
Yeah.
Aye.
You always
Same
look at the
idea,
word.
but the native term
Right.
kamakoi pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
They're going to go kamakoi.
Yeah.
Not pole fishing
Yes.
or throw, a reel. Or, no, it was never that term.
Wonderful
Yeah.
stories. Did Akule or Opelu ever coup inside the bay, or was there were there ko'a outside?
The Upelo, there's koa outside,
Uh-huh.
but certain time of the year they would come inside of
Oh,
the
yeah.
bay. Yeah.
And then would they ku'una? Use
They
upena
would,
ku'u?
no,
No?
Opelo, they would catch outside.
Outside,
They wouldn't
okay.
catch inside.
Oh,
Not
okay.
unless it's stuck on a reef, then they
Yes,
would pick
yes.
it up.
Okay.
Opelo was always at the koa.
Okay.
And then A coolie. Once a year, they would travel from, I guess, from Kailua to Keauhou or Keauhou to Kailua.
Yes, yes.
So on their way traveling, they would come inside the bay.
Oh, yeah.
You know, going down, they would come inside of the bay on their way. That's when they would surround.
And if there were so many fish that were caught, they didn't just waste, right? No. The old style.
Right.
What?
See, all the families, okay, if you're going to surround the big Kupuna, which is Pukawa'a, then all the families come.
So Pukawa'a right on the edge
Right
between
on the
outside
edge.
inside.
Right.
Okay. At the end.
Then all the families would come because you would have to kapeko the whole bay.
Yes, yes. Strike.
Yeah.
Kapeku.
So when you bring the fish, you bring it all up. So all the families there, you know, you all share.
Mahele, divide everything.
Right, yes. So this family, you get, if they have, let's say 20 fish, he's going to go back up Mauka and he's going to divide his 20, you know, amongst whoever didn't come down.
Yeah.
That's how it was. But it was always divided equally.
Yeah. One of the differences we see today is that people take everything and then they throw in the freezer, yeah?
Yeah.
Tough, because the fish don't breed in the freezer, do they?
After, you know, after 2 or 3 days, it's just like water.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So before, when you would go, and like it was interesting, you said that a certain family, this was their day, another family, but every week it would rotate through this.
Right,
So the stock was in the ocean, breeding and living.
It was always
Yeah.
constantly.
Now, you'd mentioned that you folks had electricity when you were a child? No more, yeah?
No electricity.
Yeah.
We didn't even hear about, you know, refrigerator
Yeah.
or ice box.
Yeah. So see, everything was fresh.
Everything was
Except for what you said you would kaulai.
preserved. Yeah,
Preserve.
everything is-
So where did your salt come from? Were you still gathering in small little areas, or were they buying salt by that
Well,
time?
When I was growing up, they were buying salt
Yes.
already because the main staple was, you know, salt, sugar,
Aye.
flour,
Yes.
rice,
Uh-huh.
and cracker.
Aye.
That was
Yeah.
main thing.
But before days, the
Before
kupuna.
days, yeah, they would make their own salt.
Aye. Were there salt making areas anywhere along
No,
Kahalu'u?
each family had their own.
their own little poho
Yeah.
or kaheka,
Yeah,
where they would
make salt.
Oh.
Or they would go outside, you know, on a lava field.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, there were some places that they would gather salt.
You know, all of these stories, they just bring so much life to the place, you know?
Yeah.
Over the years, you know, and we mentioned this earlier, that, you know, of course, in your lifetime alone, things have changed. So few of the families that you remember really still have their old lands, yes? And
There's only 2 that I know of.
okay,
The Macumber and Kahalu'u.
yes.
That's-
So those are really the last 2 of the old families
Yeah, that's
that
tied
are
to the
on
area that.
Kahalu'u Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to ask your opinion, and just please share with me, you know, what you think. We have these old sites that we were talking about later, like when we were looking at earlier, we were looking
Yeah.
at the maps, you know, Kapua Noni, Ku'e Manu, you know, Waikua Ala, the Heiau where the pavilion is now.
Yes.
No more the Heiau because the pavilion's on top of
yeah,
it.
it's
Hapayali'i, you know, Ke'eku. Do you have thoughts about how do we care for these places? Do we leave them as they are? Do we stabilize them to try and keep them from deteriorating further? Or do we rebuild them? And I'm sorry, this is just, you know, do you have any thoughts about this?
well, you know,
As a kama'aina of this land?
yeah. Right now, it's been restored.
Yes.
Yes. So the thing is to keep it, or let's say, you know, just like singing upkeep.
Yes.
If one rock fall down, you pick it up and you put
That's
it
right.
back.
Yes.
You see, when we were growing up, we couldn't do that.
Ah,
You couldn't touch the rock from the hill,
uh-huh.
even if you wanted to,
Because?
because it was kafu.
So
The
Tutu
hill-
folks said, Waiho malie, leave
yeah,
alone.
Yeah.
Ah,
That is, one place that you don't touch.
Yes.
So we was always afraid of it.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, they're restoring it now is a good thing
Okay.
before it, disappears.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look at Kuimano now, the high portion of the hill is there,
Yes.
but the low portion of it, it's not Kuimano anymore. It's just a rubble pile.
Rubble, yes.
Yeah.
But you see, that a part of that is that in traditional times, the families lived the land. It sustained them. They cared for it. Yeah.
Yes,
As you said, on a daily basis, one hane, one pohaku fall down
you pick it up.
and put it back. Yes.
Just like life,
Aye,
one fall down,
polole,
another one
polole.
come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the other things then that's happened is so now people are trying to exercise some stewardship, caring for these traditional places on the land. You know the pavilion, the small pavilion where the heiau is.
Right.
There's a big wall in front of it. Did you have any thoughts about that when they put that wall in, or thoughts about it now,
Well, at that time, they were the authority.
That's right, they were the authority.
They were the authority. We had
Yes.
nothing to say about
Yes.
it. We'd pass and then say, "Oh, you guys are doing wrong," but
Yes.
what were we to say?
Aye.
So we knew they built on the hill, and going back, before the pavilion were there, the people from Kahalu'u had a halau right in that area.
Yes.
Where the men would gather there,
I see.
and then drink their avaroot.
Yes,
I remember that and doing that. And then the pavilion is there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you consider, should people try to remove that wall, the cement and things? Because one of the stories people talk about, and you're a construction man, yeah? You know that if you make the shoreline hard,
Right.
what happened? The wave pound, and the sand runs away.
Right. Because like the sand, when it comes up, it's placed.
Yes.
In time it gets hard.
Yes.
But if you keep moving it,
Yes.
it'll go out.
That's
if you put
right.
something solid in the front of it, it'll wash away. It won't go out.
Yes.
It'll wash,
That's right.
wash away.
Did the sand, I think, in fact, when we were looking at the map, you'd even said that before there was sand along
There was-
all this place, yeah?
There was
in
sand.
front of there. So, did the sand sometimes build up more when you were young and then disappear? But cyclic, yes?
It always did.
Yeah. Now it just kind of seems to
Now-
run away.
Yeah, now it just runs away. Where did it go?
Yeah.
How far out did it go?
Yeah. So I wonder if they were to, and is this an idea, might they consider removing some of the walls to try and re-soften, to naturalize the shore there and see, might the sand come back? Do you have thoughts? Or?
The sand coming back, I don't think so. Because you don't see it in here.
Yeah.
It's got to come from outside.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah. But, to bring back the old look of Kahalu'u, that walls, take that walls out.
Take the wall down, yes.
And then, because of the water going this way, all the rocks that are there, loose rocks,
Yes.
we say loose rocks, not cemented,
Yes.
would break the flow of the...
So smart, yeah. How the Kupuna watched,
Right.
even when they would make their lokoia,
Right,
because haka, the water rushed through,
right.
come back out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think about.
Aye.
you know.
Wonderful.
If they remove that, then...
Aye.
But, the beach is actually shrinking.
It is.
It is shrinking.
Yes.
Because the sand was from this right out here.
Uh-huh.
on this reef.
Yes.
3/4 of that reef was covered with sand when I was
Really?
growing up.
Wow.
And
now it's
now it's
open up.
It's
all
open up.
pohaku, yeah? And
Yeah.
what?
Because we would walk home in the afternoon. We'd go home.
Uh-huh.
We'd walk on the sand. We'd go home. We'd come back in the morning. The footprints are still there.
Still there. Wow.
Nobody else's footprint was
Yes,
yours.
yes.
You would walk in the same footprint and then go back down.
And now you get 400 some odd
Yeah,
thousand
no.
footprints a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So should there be controls and balances in order to help make this place the beautiful asset and resource that it is? Do you think should some controls be set in place to maybe minimize? Maybe everyone that wants to come here on the day can't come. Is that, you sort of balance it, control a little bit? Are those some things that,
Take the example, we're talking about fishing.
Aye.
You control the fishing.
Yes.
You stop fishing for 3 days.
Yes.
You rest.
Aye.
If you have a good control, it'll work.
Yes. Yes. That's
It'll
right.
work. It'll work same on the land.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting.
So put something
Yes.
nice that the people can go to.
Yeah.
Not just go in and just plop something out in the middle of the.
Yeah. Oh. Mahalo nui. Hauli Keauhou ana. So wonderful to see you again.
Thank you.
To talk
Yes.
story.
Yes. Oh, I remember that. Walking.
When we went
in
holo holo.
Yeah.
Aye. May I ask one question more,
Sure.
though? Music. Was music a part of your folks' lives growing up?
Well, the old people.
Aye.
That's their good time music. There's no radio, no
Yeah,
television. So music was their good time. They would sing one song the whole night, over and over and over.
Sitting on the lanai or veranda of the home.
Yeah.
Imagine, if we could bring some of that back
Right.
where...
And another thing, before my times, there were drums. They would send message
Okay.
by using the drums.
Yes.
My times, growing up, they would whistle. This one here would whistle, wanted to send a message to the one that lives way over. So this one here would whistle to the next one would whistle.
Wow. Yeah. So speaking of drums, did you ever hear the
No.
huakaipo drums?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Now, is there a song of this area that stands out in your mind still yet that you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay.
As far as that, no.
Okay.
No.
I was just curious if you remembered by chance
No,
any little Kahalu'u song that you could share with us.
no, no. Even the chants, they used to. They used
When you
to
were young,
chant,
you would still hear the uli?
Oh yeah. I would hear them chant when somebody passed away.
Aye, oh.
Yeah.
Funny that you
Yeah.
feel the heart, of that
Yeah.
one.
So they would just chant, and
I'm sorry, and I keep thinking of these little things. Yesterday, Hano Punihaole and a group, we were talking story a little bit about the setting of the sun and the importance of that for children of Kona in traditional times. The Mo'olelo tells us,
Right. That's the time, the stories come out.
Aye.
That's the time that you gotta be home.
Yes,
Before the sunset, you be home.
Did you ever hear people chant at the setting of the sun? Do you recall when the sun was setting? Was there anyone still chanting like when the sun would set?
They would chant, but to me, I thought they were singing. But actually, they were.
There's lines of a little melee where
Yeah.
the children would call that the sun is mine.
Right.
Yeah. But you don't. You
I
never
don't.
practiced one
No,
yourself.
no,
Yes.
no.
Okay.
No. You see, when the Tutu Kanis would call us, they would call us, let's say, in a manly way. Helimai, hoikako. But when the Tutu Wahinis used to call us, they used to call us in a, just like a singing voice.
Melody, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nakamali. Hey,
Right. Yeah.
Aye,
You
aye.
know. So there was a difference.
Aye. Polole.
Yeah.
Oh, mahalo anu.
There's another, the fishing thing that
Yes.
I remember. We used to go, the old folks used to go lu'uhe'e.
Yes. So describe luhe'e. What does that mean?
Well, they used to get octopus,
Aye.
go dive for octopus. But their method, they didn't have a spear, like now,
Yes.
a metal shaft.
Yes.
They used a stick about 3 or 4 feet
Aye.
long. They tied the how, the skin of the how.
Yes. So it would
Yes,
all
yeah.
flutter like, yeah?
Right. And then, I remember them trying to teach us how to do that. So one of my aunties did it. So she called us, come, there's a hay over here. So we went, we looked. We didn't know what we were looking for. But, she took the stick and she went like that. And the legs, one of the tentacles, came crawling out. So we watched, she got it out and then she grabbed it.
Amazing.
That's how they...
So with the stick, and it had how fibers, tied around it,
just like a
and so
skirt.
tickling all a skirt, And so the hay, curious, he would come
It
out.
would come out, it would crawl right on
Yes.
there and then
Aye.
she would grab it.
Off the apapa, out here.
Right over here.
Wow.
If you walk on the reef out here, there's, indents in the rock.
Yes.
That's where they would pound their hay. I know where my grandfather's one is. It's down by Kuimanu.
Aye. So that's where they would make their palu kind stuff, yeah? The bait and pound.
No. That's where they would pound
upa the hay.
Yeah.
Oh, to soften the hay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where they would pound. Yeah.
So right on Kahakai then.
Right? Yeah, right there.
Oh, how interesting.
There's quite a few several out here that we used to go.
So if you see a poho like this on the rock surface, sometimes those were places where they would upa the hay, pound the hay.
Because, some say, that's where they go make the palu, but it's too big for the palu.
I see.
If you see the small one, then that's
palu basin. But a larger poho.
A larger one, it's...
So they would pound their hay there.
They would pound their hay.
Interesting. Mahalo. Okay.
I had this, for a long time I wanted to share. I say, who am I going to share this with?
Yeah.
I shared with my children.
Aye.
But, they're now generation.
Yeah.
So they say, we cannot go back.
Aye. Mahalo nui.
So,
To share is so important because it will live.
It's my mahalo to, right in the place.
It's so important to talk about the land and to share its history on the land, yes?
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
We lock ourselves in these cement buildings and stuff, elsewhere.
It's also important to get the people that were here before, to share.
Yeah. Yes, because you see, you have lived this history that you're sharing with us. You've lived it. I can hear the stories, others can hear the stories, and we can try to share it, but you did it. Hanakalima ai kawaha. Yeah? You worked with your hand, you had the food to eat. Yes.
Yeah, that's what, grandpa folks always say.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Ai, polole. Mahalo. Aloha no.
Aloha.
Ke kua pu.
Oh.